So now let's take a look at all of the different objects and files and other Google tools that you can insert into a Google site. So I've got my homepage made and I'm just going to insert some stuff here so you can see how to do it. It would work the same on any page of your Google site. So back over here on the right hand side of my screen, I was on pages when I was inserting my pages. I'm going to click back here on insert now, and we're going to go through all of the different options of things that you can insert into a Google site. So we're going to start with a text box. So I'm going to click on text box. When I do that, it's automatically going to put a text box down here. You can start typing whatever you want. So going to type some text there. Then you can edit and format that text a little bit. So it's going to default to a normal text. You can make it a title and make it bigger, a heading, a subheading, different size text that you want. So you can put it in there kind of however you want. You have several fonts that you can choose from. So you can decide what font you would prefer. Pop that in there. You can change the size be ever how big you want to. You can center it. You can change the text color, underline, bold, italicize, and then you have a few other options. If you want to change the line spacing of it, strike it through, highlight it, some things like that. You can add those text boxes. You can rearrange the shape of your text box. If you want it just to be right over here, you can do that. So you can outline it and make it look however you would prefer. Okay. The next option here is images. So if I click on images, I have two options. I can upload or I can select. If I choose upload, that is going to pull images that are saved to my computer. So I can pick an image here. I'm going to hit open. It's going to drop it automatically by default into like the next section below. And from there, you have some options for editing it. So you can, first of all, change the size of it, rearrange it how you would like that way. You can slide it back and forth within this option if you want to move where it is. Or let's say I actually want it to be up here beside this text that I just put in. I'm just dragging and dropping. I'm clicking on it, I'm dragging it, and I'm dropping it. You can see this blue line that kind of pops up here. That shows me where it's going to pop it in there. I can drop it in there, and then I can again rearrange that text box if I want to. I can drag this over wherever I want. I can make that image bigger. The other option that you have is to select a file. This is going to select images from a couple of different places. So first of all, you can select images that might be in your Google Drive. You can have a link for those. If you have images in Google Photos or Images, you can do that. And these would be things that are in Google Photos. Or if you can just search a Google image, and you can find an image that you want to pop in from Google, just like we've been able to do with some of our other Google tools. It'll pop that image in there. And again, you can do the same things that you could do when you uploaded it from your computer. You can always crop the picture, and you can kind of make it bigger or smaller and crop it. This will uncrop it if you've done anything to it. You could insert a link. So if you had a web page or informational page about tigers, you could click here. You could type in a link and it would hyperlink to that picture. So if someone clicked on that picture when they're looking at your website, it would take them out to that page. You can always delete it. There's some more editing options. You can replace the image, and then again, you get the upload or select options. You could add a caption. So if you wanted to put an caption under your picture, you can do that. And then you can format that just like you would any other text box. So that's the two ways that you can insert images. Our next option here is embed. And embedding means that you're going to get a code for maybe a Google Calendar, some other web page, your Twitter feed, something like that, that you can embed into a Google site, and it will keep it updated continuously. So I'm going to show you a couple of different embed options. So first of all, we learned about Google Calendar back in a previous lesson. And so I'm going to go over to my Google Calendar now. And I am looking here at my After School Tech Trainings Google Calendar. Well, I want to embed this calendar into my Google site so that people can go straight to my Google site and see any trainings that are happening. I'm going to click on my three little dots and I'm going to go to Settings and Sharing. And I'm going to scroll on down. And you're going to see that I have an embed code here. So I am going to click on that, copy and paste that embed code. I'm going to pop back over to my Google site. I'm going to click on embed and I'm going to click on the tab that says embed code, paste that code in here, hit next. It's going to pull in this Google Calendar that I want to embed. It's called After School Tech Trainings Calendar. Here it is. I'm going to hit insert. It's going to pop that calendar in. And once that gets popped in, you can again change the size of it and rearrange it and make it as large or as small as you want to. And because this is a live active calendar, anytime anything gets updated on the Google Calendar, it will update on your website and they will be able to see it here. Okay. You could also embed your Twitter feed if you had a Twitter feed and you wanted it to keep up, or if the school's Twitter feed or something like that, you can do that as well. So you would go to publish.twitter.com, put in the Twitter handle for whatever site that you are wanting to embed. And then when you scroll down here, you get this embed code. So I'm going to hit copy code. Again, I'm going to go back to my Google site, hit embed, click on embed code and paste that in there again. And when I hit next, it should embed my Twitter feed into my Google site. And again, this will update as well. There you go. It will update as well as more things show up on that Twitter feed. So that's how you can use embed to put in calendars, websites, Twitter feeds, things like that. Next, you can embed anything that is in your, or insert anything that is in your Google Drive. So I have this Google Drive option. When I do that, it's going to pull up my Google Drive, and I'm going to be able to see all of my folders, all of my files, everything that I have in Google Drive. And I can go down and I can find a document or a photo or something that I want to insert into my Google site, and I can pop that in. So I've picked a Google slide deck that has some pictures of students working on different tech tools, and I can pop that in. And again, you can adjust that and make that as big or as small as you would like as you are going through there. Okay, I'm going to skip these content blocks for just a second because I want to build off what we just talked about with Google Drive, and I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. When I get here down here to the bottom, I want you to notice that there is an option here for charts, forms, sheets, slides, and docs. If you know that what you want to insert is a Google Doc, you, instead of clicking up here on Drive, you could go down here and click on Docs, and instead of pulling up everything that is in your Drive, it is going to pull up Google Docs that are in your Drive, and you can select the Google Doc that you want to put in this site, and you could pop it in there. Okay, so I could pop this in here, and then that information would be there. Again, you can adjust the size so that you can see all of it. You can make it as big or as small as you want to. You could do that with a Google form as well. And then people could actually click on that Google form from your site and take and fill out that Google form. So if I wanted to pop in the tech survey that I sent out at the end of the school year, I could click on that, and then you would be able to take the survey straight from the website. You can also click and insert a Google Sheet, a Google slide deck, so you have those options there as well. Okay, let's keep on going so we can see what else I'm going to take this Google form out because it's taking up a lot of room. Okay, so let's see what else we can put in there as well. So I'm going to pop up back up here to the top a little bit, and you can put in just a divider. If I click on divider, that literally just puts in a line here where you're kind of dividing one section from the other. You can do the same thing with a spacer. It's just kind of going to put in a spacer there for you. You can do a placeholder. If you want to put in a placeholder, you're not sure what you want to go there yet, you can put in a placeholder, and then later you can add something to that. So it's kind of nice if you're building it, but you're not sure what you want to go there, that can go in there later. Social links, you could put in links to different social media sites, your different social media, and you can add those links in there. Okay. You can put in a collapsible group. And so what would happen here is, let's say that I want to do grade level resources. And then here I could put in 12th. Okay. And what happens then is this becomes a collapsible resource where you can make that collapsible or expand it. Okay. I can do an image carousel. So if I want multiple images, I can hit this. I can do upload image, and I can pick some images that I would like to see. So I'm going to open and insert that one. I'm going to pop in a couple of them just so we can see what this looks like in just a little bit. And so when you're actually viewing this web page, you'll be able to scroll through or carousel through a set of images. So I've got those there, and then you'll be able to go through them. Okay. You could insert a button. So think of a button as just being something you might want someone to click on. So if I wanted there to be a tech presentations button, and then for the link, I could put in a URL, or I have a web page on my Google site called Tech Presentations, and that's where I want that to go if I click on that button. So I'm going to click there. It's going to link it there. I can hit insert. So now if we were looking at this, then that button would take me to the Tech Presentations page. Okay. You can insert straight from YouTube. So if I click on YouTube, I could do a video search, and I could search for a topic, and then I could look for something that's going to come up. If there's not anything I want on that, maybe I want to look at using Google Docs, so I'm going to search for that, and I could find a video that I want, select it, it's going to pop it in there, and again, it will be playable via your Google site. You could insert a map. So maybe I want to insert a map of where the board office is located. So I'm just going to type in the address for the board office. And when I find it, it pops up. Then I can hit select, and it's going to put in that map. So you could have that to show where different locations are. I taught you how to embed a calendar, but you could also just click on calendar. And this is going to pull up every calendar that you have or you have access to. And you could go in and just find the calendar that you want, click on it and hit insert. And you don't have to use that embed code. When you do it this way, it's automatically going to do the agenda view, but you can change it so that it will do the in settings, you can change it so that it will do, rather than the agenda view, it will do the month view or the week view that you want. So you can change your settings for that after you embed that calendar. Okay. That's really the main things that you can insert. There are some content blocks, and so these can be nice if you want to put different content kind of into a block or area together. So you can click on one of these, and it's going to kind of put this template or format in here where you could insert an image, then you could put a couple of things of text, and so you could have it kind of a uniform template for the materials that you want to insert in your Google site. So there are lots of things that you can insert, and it's with Google, anything that you have that's already in your Google Drive or being used by another Google tool is super easy to embed. The one thing that I will say is if you are inserting an image, if you are inserting a Google Doc or a Google slide deck, you will need to make sure that those items that you are inserting have their share settings to where anyone with the link can view. Because even though you're going to publish your website and allow anyone to be able to view it, if those things that you insert don't have that share setting, then it's going to be blocked from view of those taking a look at it. So just make sure anything that you insert into a Google site has share settings where anyone can view. Okay, so lots of things you can insert, and hope you find this helpful in designing your Google site.